Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started shortly. I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to the Strategic Swing Trader weekly broadcast. I am Sami Abasad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well, hope you're having a good weekend. We're going to review the market. I'll give you my game plan for next week. We'll also go over some amazing swing ideas. But before we do so, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below. Without further ado, let's jump in. And if you find benefit in today's video, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to hit the like button. And if you have any questions, we're happy to help. Email us, info@t3live.com. Again, info@t3live.com. This is the daily chart of the QQQ, which is the tracking ETF for the NASDAQ 100. And the top 100 companies in the NASDAQ. And basically, the uptrend looked a little shaky last week up until Friday, actually. And now bias should continue to be bullish, but we do have a clear line in the sand, which is under last week's low, which I think is 374, 374.34. We should not break that. If we do, that would be bearish. I'm not predicting that we will, but I'm just saying that's kind of the line in the sand for me when it comes to the market, when it comes to the Qs. The SPY is going to be similar. We don't have as clear of a line in the sand on the SPY, but we really shouldn't take out last week's low, and for sure we shouldn't take out the previous week's low at 449 on the SPY. IWM is going to be the same. The reason why it became a little bit dicey last week is because of where the market was at. I mean, if you look at the IWM, the SPY was at resistance as well. So I thought we could see a pullback, but based on Friday's gap and strong close, I'm not necessarily expecting one. But I gave you, especially on the Qs, that's the clearest or cleanest. It's 374.34. I believe it's 374.34, correct. We should not break it. As long as we stay above it, I will be bullish. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to be bullish, stick with the trend, even though it's up like 40% on the year, which is crazy to me. But as long as we don't take out 374.34, and that's it. All right, now on to the swing ideas. I would like to come on here and tell you that the best ideas I got are the China stocks. The problem with the China stocks is that they're all late. That's the issue. I talked about it the last couple of weeks, especially in the open house last week. If you were here, you know how much I talked about going long on Monday, on day one, which was this day. The yen, the CWeb. So, for now, a little bit late, I would say. The only China stock that is maybe not late would be the LU over last week's high, over $1.91 with a stop under $1.66. Another one would be the HCM, but is pretty thin. Over this bar's high, $15, stop under say $13.80. But everything else for now is late. We have a bunch in the newsletter, a bunch of China stocks that are open positions like PDD, BABA. Oh, another one that's not entirely too late is the MNSO. It's already an open position, but notice how it based last week. So if it takes out 2160, possible add if you're in it, or if you're not in it, as a possible entry with a stop under 1990 on the MNSO. So there's the LU, MNSO, and the HCM, which I don't like that much. Actually, there's one more, BEKE. So BEKE also, I would say not too late, over 1810. Stop. These are not the best, because the best is already too late. Stop under 17, or 17, I would say. So over 1810 by 17. So I gave you 4 China stocks that are not too late, but they're not amazing setups at the moment. But that's basically, I think, where the place to be going forward. Here's some US stocks that I really like. AMD, if we open up the hourly chart, you'll see that it's setting up for an hourly breakout. So over last week's high, which is I think 115.10, okay? Stop under the daily base, which is, let's just say for now, 108.50 on AMD. We played the AMD as a buy setup over here, or was it? Yeah, it was kind of a buy setup, and it shot up like crazy. Got to target 120 was the target, got to 130. Okay, but that's where we played it, and then out here. Now I'm looking to get back in it over 115.10 on the AMD. ARK is, we played the ARK also somewhere here, I don't know where exactly, and then the target was $50 and it got right to the target and topped out. That was like, we got lucky. Actually, it was at resistance, that's why I picked 50 as the target, and it got to the target. But now it's looking higher again. So I like it over 49.50, stop under 46.67. Again, 49.50 by 46.67 on the ARK. ATUS is a base breakout. I don't love it. I mean, the weekly looks the best. There's a transition A on the weekly. Let me open up this chart a little bit so you can see it. And let me go to logarithmic, or actually arithmetic scaling. Here it is. So it looks nice. I love that breakdown failure right here, but that doesn't mean the stock is going to skyrocket necessarily, but it's indicative that it bottomed. And we have kind of a tight base, so over this base, stop under it long, and target about $5, okay? So that's the ATUS. The BEKE, again, we talked about China stock that's not entirely too late, over 18.11 by $17. The BHC, I tried it over here, not last week, but the week before, and it wouldn't go. So maybe another try on the BHC. It's a nice weekly. So over 972, no, 976, stop under, so 976 by 918 as a weekly transition A. And BZ is another China stock. So I guess I did have a few China stocks on my list that are maybe okay to chase a little bit. BZ over 1935, stop under 1690. And you know, I don't want you to think that for sure, you know, thinking for sure the China stocks are going to pop next week. They may not, because they already popped a lot last week. You see this? And that's FXI. And I'm playing the leverage ETFs, the yen and the CWeb, and then the individual China stocks. So the point is, maybe we will get a pullback this week. And if so, then a lot of the China stocks will look good to play long, okay? But just in case we keep running, those are the names that are not too late. Again, the BEKE, the BZ, the MNSO, the LU, here it is. There's 4, and then number 5 is the HCM, but I didn't put it on the list because it's not very liquid. All right. Okay, continuing on, the COCO, I got it at the bottom because it accelerated on the hourly chart right here, so that's where I got it. But unfortunately, I didn't risk enough. I took 1,000 shares. I've added 750 shares, so I have a total of 1,750 now, which is a decent position. But I wish I went a little bit with a little bit more size down at the bottom. Why did I get it there? Why did I think this might be the bottom? Because it was accelerated into the rising 20 on the weekly. So I was trying to pick the bottom, and I did, but I only risked $337 is what I calculated I risked, and my risk per trade is 1,000 to 2,000, right? And so I should have risked at least 1,000 or at least 500, half an R, half a risk in it, but I miscalculated, or I don't know what happened. But at any rate, I still like it higher. It's just not as good as down here, but over 25.75. No, 25.80, let's just say, because it tends to be a little bit spready with a tight stop under 25.50. So again, 26.80 by 25.50, and then target the prior high around 29 to 29.50. Okay, LU we talked about, the MNSO we talked about. Match, your favorite website, match.com. Kidding. Gap, like it higher over 46.23. Stop under 43.98. Okay, target 1 maybe the prior high, and target 2 I'm not sure. So over 46.25, stop under 43.98. It's a big stop, but I like that rounding bottom that it created on the match. The NEOG, not amazing, but like it over the red bars high. Stop right here. Okay, so not bad. The entry for it would be over 23.33 with a stop under 21.65. I like it on the weekly and I like it on the monthly. NVAX, pretty deep pullback. I love the hourly chart, the base breakout that's setting up right now, but it is a deep pullback, so I'm not 1,000% sure about it. Over the base, stop under it, and target $10. Okay, now PLTR is a nice buy setup also, but I guess it's too late. Triggered on Friday. Okay, ignore. VIR, I had a call on it last week, but it wouldn't go, so I'm not sure if it's going to follow through. Over 14.50.52. Stop under 13. Let's check. Stop under 13.64. So over 14.50 or 14.60 if you want to give it a little bit of room. By 13.60, target about $18 or that declining 20, whichever comes first. And then lastly is the WAB, which is a beautiful 1, 2, 3 pattern or an hourly base breakout. So like it higher over the high of both bars 1 or 2. That's 118.87. That's 118.75 over 119. Stop under the base, which is 116.90. Beautiful 1, 2, 3 on the daily chart, but it has to trigger. It has to break out over 119. Here's the bearish list, and I got Ericsson. The bearish list is not as good. Here's Ericsson hourly chart. It does look like it wants to break down. So the entry for this would be under 503, stop over 517, and target the prior low. Is that right? So it's a very small target, I guess, by 487. I'm not doing it, but I think it looks lower. If you want to go with a really tight stop, trade it like a 1, 2, 3. So under 506 by 511, and then target 485. Very small stop. Flex is a 1, 2, 3, but it's going counter trend. Flex has been in an uptrend for a long time, and then now it appears to be breaking down. But again, the issue with this 1, 2, 3 is that it's the first break of the trend, and I like the 1, 2, 3 to be in the direction of a longer term trend, downtrend in this case. So right here, under 26.84 by 27.54. Target 1 would be about 26, and then target 2 about 24.50 or so. The MAXN this is a much better 1, 2, 3, by the way. The issue with it is that it dropped a lot prior to the 1, 2, 3. So short, notice the breakout failure, by the way. Wow, that's beautiful. So short under Friday's low, which is, let's take a look. Friday's low is 23.18. Stop over 24.57, and then target is probably going to be the gap fill around the high of this, so about 19.50. Okay, beautiful. That's probably my favorite short from the list. The MNRO, pretty bearish and looks lower. It's not an it's not a very good pattern, but short under 36.60, stop over 37.86 on the MNRO. The NVCR, another 1, 2, 3, short under 32.50 by 34.60 on the NVCR. OPI, I don't think is quite ready, but look at the weekly chart on the OPI. That's a beautiful weekly sell setup. It's actually an M pattern with a shakeout. So M pattern, and then the high, the right shoulder, whatever you want to call it, has a higher high, which means it actually gave us kind of a little bit of a breakout failure right here. So I like it a lot, but I don't think it's quite ready as a short. The OPI, OTLY is a daily 1, 2, 3, I think it is, and it's not very good because Thursday's bar was really big. We like it to be about twice the average size bar, not 5 times. That's like 4 times probably the average size bar. But at any rate, I'll be watching it to play short, maybe not Monday, not tomorrow, but over the coming days. Under $1.60, stop over $1.73. And then AT&T, which I was in long, man, this thing making new all-time high lows. Look at this, going back to the 90s, and it's below everything. Incredible. So I picked it up as a long at the bottom, and then it gapped up and it looked good, but it's not looking so good anymore. Short under 1444. Stop, I would only feel safe by putting the stop at 15. You know, I wouldn't use the tight stop. But if you want, tight stop would be 1467. Okay, and then lastly is the TIXT. Triggered already last week, so it's a bit late, but there's nothing weaker out there than the TIXT, making new all-time lows and is breaking down on the hourly and the daily chart. And that will do it for this week's video. I hope you have a lovely trading week, and if you would like to join us or find more information, check out the links in the description. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. I'm Sami Abasad with T3 Live. Good trading, everybody. Take care.